Welcome back to JMC Live, where we love to show you the truth so the truth can set you free. Before the break, we were talking about unemployment, and the new extension for unemployment has occurred. And, you know, one of the things I always wonder is why are people so wrapped up in what happens with unemployment? Why are we so narrow-minded? This is 2.5 million jobless Americans we're talking about. We're not talking about, you know, the drug addict, crackhead guy that you see every single day that's always asking for your money, and you give him money and he doesn't buy food and he goes and robs a house. We're not talking about that. If someone's been on unemployment for 99 weeks, a lot of these people have already been investigated to verify they're applying for work. They've extended the amount of people hired for unemployment. And I said this in another video, you have to look for 2 jobs a minimum per week. And depending on where you live, you can't even find 2 jobs per week. In the 99 weeks that I was unemployed, I applied for over 2,000 jobs. If you don't believe me, I will send you all my emails that are saved in my AOL account. And you can verify that for yourself. I did the Ohio Means Jobs, I did Indeed, I did Monster, I did Career Builder, Dice, Snag a Job, and the list goes on and on. Oh yeah, and I also have a veterans rep that helped me apply. The veterans rep for Ohio State here in Chillicothe, Ohio, and the assistants, Job and Family Services, all told me I need to go back to school, and they were fighting this for a while. December 12th or 11th, somewhere around there, I got a letter from Ted Strickland here in Ohio stating that I can go back to college. I already had my GI Bill, but it wasn't gonna, you know, it didn't work out for me. So now I'm using my GI Bill and everything else, and things are fine for me. But there are other people out there that can't say that right now. There's people that are really struggling. They're really dark, and you know, God wants you to understand that to reach out and help others, you have to get out of yourself. We talked about JMC Beat the Heat in the Smitten Mitten expedition. As I'm sitting here trying to, today, not too long ago, I was asking some help, you know, for the Smitten Mitten expedition and for the Beat the Heat. And then all of a sudden, I get this knock on my door. And this guy went to 2 neighbors down and got a small gas can. He said, "Hey, you guys have any more gas? I'm trying to get to Wellston, Ohio, and it's probably a good hour from here." He had $6 in his pocket, and he actually gave me 2 of those dollars, wanting to pay for gas. I told the guy, "I don't need your money," and I took him down to get the gas. Then came back, filled it up, and then took him back again, filled up his gas tank, got him something to eat. Him and his fiance have invited JMC Ministries to their wedding and want to give us a Christmas card. He wants to call us. One of the things that this couple said is that we didn't believe there was hope and love in Ohio. We've been sitting on the stretch of 23 south of Columbus, right before you get into Chillicothe, for over an hour. These people said nobody stopped. No one cared. You know, they just saw me with a, you know, scraggly, covered in oil and everything, and not shaven, and probably just assumed I was some kind of bad guy. You're the first person to actually help us, you know, me and my neighbor. So, the whole point of this story is, and sharing it is, we've asked a question last week, would you be willing to help someone if they knocked on their door? And it's kind of funny, we actually had someone come to our door. So I asked you guys a question, and I proved it today that I can do it, so why can't you? And I've had people get mad at me because I asked, why not you? And I know a lot of people are in the situation where they don't have money, they can't do the things that they want to do, they can't move forward in the situations that they have. I totally understand that. And as I said in my paper that I wrote for English 151, which is going to be one of the next things we talked about, I have 3 papers written, and I know this covers my face. 3 papers written, and what I want to do is give you guys an opportunity to have your own copy. I have written a portion. It is 6 pages long of my homeless story. The dirty truth about homelessness, my personal story of life at the shelters. And what I do is I compare 2 stories, 2 different shelters I personally lived at, to, and I'll actually show you guys where this is found. Actually, I can't because it's not here now. I don't know what happened to it. I had a book. Never mind. Here it is. English 151 uses this compact reader. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a book of essays and things, and what happens within this book. These different essays and stories we had to write about. One of them was from a Barbara Lazare Asher. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but it's up here in the front. I think page 7 I'm looking at. Yeah, here we go. The Box Man says, essay from Plane After Dark. The evening ritual of a homeless man prompts her reflection on the nature of solitude by describing the box man alongside 2 other solitary people. She distinguishes them between the chosen and the unchosen loneliness. Well, as being a person who is personally homeless, the one thing this woman failed to do in this book, in this little essay, she didn't talk to this guy. All she did was just stare at him and watch what he did, and just assumed he was happy. So if you guys are interested in free copy, actually free copies, so just email us this first story, and I'll type it in the chat. The dirty truth about homelessness. My personal, story of life and in the shelters. And to a play on words, what I did, to give you guys a hint, I took quotes from Robert Frost. I took quotes from a bunch of different other people you'll figure out. And what I did is, this whole box man and some of the others, they did a cliche. And what a cliche is, when on play of words, is you'll take a quote like "to be or not to be" and change it like "to eat or not to eat." And it's not plagiarism. It's just a play on words and a cliche. So the names of these shelters, I called one "The Hotel Can't Afford You," which is a remix song by the band called Apologetics, who does a parody on the song Hotel California. And then my next one that I did is "The Scarlet Letter," which is actually a book. And I take a quote out of it and I change it. I'll give you an example. For a pure face doesn't need a mask to cover, so I will reveal what happened to me while I was here. The original quote was like, it changed the word face and mask to something else, but it's pretty much the same thing. So you guys are interested in that, I'll let you have a free copy of that. Everyone's getting a free copy of it. By the way, everything we do here is free all the time. The next thing we talked about was the RFID chip. We're actually going to talk about this RFID chip. I will give you guys a history on what happened with the RFID chip. The RFID chip is that which is mentioned in the book of Revelation, and or at least a form of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break here, and I'm hoping that God will open the door for a lot of opportunities here, because if this goes the way I'm thinking it's going to go, it'll happen. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.